All right, so in this video, we're going to walk through the steps to solve a linear equation. Now, it has several steps involved, but it's relatively simple in the sense that there's no fractions in it. So we're going to go through the steps and then we'll check the solution at the end. Now, the first thing that we have to do when we're solving an equation like this is we have to get rid of any parentheses. You can have problems where you have parentheses on both sides of the equation. Here we have only one set of parentheses, but we have to eliminate it before we go any further. So I'm going to distribute this -4. So we start with the 2x, which doesn't change. -4, the negative goes with the constant as we distribute. -4 times 5x is going to give me -20x. And then -4 times +1 is going to give me -4. And then the other side of the equation, the right side doesn't change. Then we're going to combine like terms on the left side. So -2x minus 20x is going to give me -18x. Now we want to put our x terms on one side and our constant terms on the other. It's very common to put the x's on the left and the constant on the right. This is not obligatory, but this is the common practice. So to do that, I'm going to subtract 3x from the right side and the left side. Remember, the basic rule in algebra is that when you have an equation, you can do anything you want to either side of the equation as long as you also do the same thing to the other one. So if I want to get rid of the 3x from the right side, I need to subtract 3x to cancel it. But then I just have to do it to the other side of the equation as well. So 3x minus 3x. And so on the right side, that's going to disappear. It's going to become 0. So we don't have to write it anymore. And -18 and -3 is going to be -21. And now we're just left with 17. And now I'm going to add 4 to both sides in the same way that I was trying to cancel the 3x from the right. I want to cancel the 4 from the left. So I'm going to add the opposite. So -21 minus 4 plus 4 is going to be equal to 17 plus 4. And so when I cancel on the right, -21x, I'm going to get 17 plus 4 is 21. And now I can just divide both sides by whatever is in front of the x, which in this case is -21. And 21 divided by -21 is going to simplify on the right. -21 and -21 completely cancel. Anytime you divide anything by itself, you just get 1, which we don't always write. And then it's assumed. And then a number divided by its opposite gives us -1. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to check our answer and make sure that it is correct. So we're going to go back to the original problem. You don't want to go back to an intermediate point, because if you made an algebra mistake anywhere along the way, you will only be checking up to that algebra mistake and not the actual original problem. So always go back all the way to the beginning. So what we're going to do now is everywhere I have an x, I'm going to replace x with my -1. So here I have an x, that's now -1. And here I have an x, that's now -1. And here I have an x, that's now -1. So I'm going to start inside my innermost parentheses, which is going to be this one. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first multiply 5 by -1. So inside this parentheses, this product will become -5. Again, following order of operations, parentheses first. So that means you start on the innermost parentheses, and then you do all your operations inside, and then you clear parentheses from the inside out. Now that I have that multiplication done, now I can do my addition inside that parentheses. So adding -5 plus 1 is going to give me -4. Now I have just multiplication and addition left. So now I can do my multiplication everywhere. So 2 times -1 is going to be -2. -4 times -4 is going to give me +16. And 3 times -1 is going to give me -3. And now if I add both sides of the equation separately to each other, I'm going to get -2 and +16 is going to give me 14, and -3 and 17 minus 3 is also going to give me 14. So that solution checks out. Now, I will say that technically, as you're going through these problems, you don't know that when you substitute, because you're check, that these actually are actually equal to each other. So you will often see people will write question marks on the equality until they get to the final step to verify that, yes, in fact, you do get the same number on both sides, and therefore this is a solution to the equation.